A can fill 1 unit, whereas B can empty 2 units. Now, both are opened at a time. Both are opened at a time means what happens? That is the reason he told the tank is already half full means tank is already holding how many units of water? 8 units. Then what happens is 1 unit will be collected from A, 1 unit already reserved water. 1 plus 1, 2 units of water will go out. So every 1 minute, 1 unit from the old stock will go out. Like that, if you want to vacate all the 8 units, how many minutes are required? 8 minutes. So the tank will be emptied in 8 minutes. Therefore, tank will be emptied. Tank will be emptied in 8 minutes. Next. A and B. A and B can do a piece of work in 15 days. A and B can do a piece of work in 15 days. And A and C can do it in 10 days. All of them started the work together. All of them started the work together. After 3 days, B left. After 3 days, B left. 1 day later, A also left. The remaining work was finished by C. The remaining work was finished by C in 11 days. The work can be finished by A, B and C together in. The work can be finished by A, B and C together in. Do it. Data given here. According to this data, with this data, how can you solve the problem? Here there is a possibility for determining the units of the given problem. LCM is 30. 15 and 10 LCM is 30 means the total work is decided as 30 units. A and B will do how many units? 2. A and C? 3. And who is responsible for completing the work? You write down first. What it is given in the beginning? All of them started the work together after 3 days, he said. So all the 3 days, all of them worked, is it not? So A worked for 3 days, B worked for 3 days, and C also worked for 3 days. After 3 days, what happened? B left. B left means A and C worked for one more day. Because again immediately after one day, A also left. A also left. The remaining work was completed by C in 11 days. The remaining work was completed by C alone in 11 days. This is the participation of each and every individual. What we do? Individual, if you want to write down means individual units we don't know. Whatever the data available, we go with available data. See here, A and B work we know. Can I combine these two? 3 days, A and B completed how many? 3 into 2, 6 units completed. Clear? Again what I can combine? A and C. One day, A and C, 1 into 3, 3 units completed. So how many units completed? 9 units completed. What were the remaining units? Remaining how many? Out of 30, 9 gone means how many? Who did these 21 units? How many days? 3 plus 11. 14 days. For completing 21 units, 14 days are required for C. For completing 21 units, 14 days are required. For completing total work means 30 units, how many days are required? More number of days are required. More by less into 14. 7 threes, 7 twos, 3 tens, 20 days. Now we got the data. A plus B can do a piece of work in 15 days. C can do it in 20 days. In how many days A, B and C all together will do the work? That is the problem, is it not? Question is that only. In how many days all the three together will complete? 15, 20 LCM is 60. 4 units, 3 units, 7 units. For doing 7 units, 1 day is required. For doing 60 units, how many days are required? More by less into 1. 8, 4 by 7 days. The time required for completing the work is 8, 4 by 7 days by all the three, A, B and C. Adopt this method. The main disadvantage with aptitude is at least you are learning the methods, because we don't have time to do 30-40 problems in a chapter. You are seeing now, right from yesterday, we are not taking much gap also. Continuously we are doing also means, anyhow some small chapters will be there. You have to prepare on your own. Main topics will be covering. That the main concept, what I am trying to tell you is, I want you to understand the concept which we are adopting. Now you are clear about time and work. If you can solve any 20 or 25 problems from other textbooks, you will get clarity about this concept. Work out the problems, method you take this. Okay. So after lunch we go with the time and distance. The concept is when the distance is constant, when the distance is constant, speed and time are inversely proportional. That is the main concept in this, right? Suppose, for example, a person A walks with a speed of 4 kilometers per hour. If A walks with a speed of 4 kilometers per hour and walks continuously for 5 hours, what is the total distance that he covers in all the 5 hours? 20 kilometers, isn't it? Similarly, if B walks with a speed of 5 kilometers per hour and walks continuously for 4 hours, what is the distance that is travelled by B? Is also 20 kilometers. Why I have taken this example is, in both the cases, distance is constant. When the distance is constant, it is observed that the ratio of the speeds as 4:5. Then what is the ratio of their time of reaching the destination? Is 5:4. From this, we can clearly conclude that when the distance is constant, speed and time are inversely proportional. And the required formula is derived clearly here itself, because speed into time is equal to distance. Speed into time is equal to distance. If you want to find speed, that is distance by time. If you want time, that is distance by speed. And in the problems mainly, we come across two types of units. If the distance is in kilometers, the speed should be in kilometers per hour and the timing will be in hours. If the distance is in meters, the speed will be in meters per second. It should be in meters per second. The timing will be in seconds. And whether to convert the distance or speed, it all depends upon the problem. Suppose, for example, if I ask what is the distance between Hyderabad and Chennai, we will not say in meters, we say in kilometers. So distance you have to mention in kilometers, means speed should be in kilometers per hour and the timing will be in hours. That is the important point you have to remember. And in most of the problems, we go for speed conversion. Most of the problems related to boats and streams or trains, speed conversions we usually do. Speed, if it is in meters per second, and if you want to convert it into kilometers per hour, by what value we multiply? We multiply with 18 by 5. Meters we have to convert them into kilometers, then seconds to minutes and minutes to hours. It takes time. So constant value is given already. If you multiply by 18 by 5, it will be converted into kilometers per hour. In any case, if the speed is in kilometers per hour, and if you want to convert this speed to meters per second, from kilometers per hour to meters per second, if you want to convert, you will multiply by 5 by 18. This already you know all this information. And coming to the problems, particularly problems related to trains. How we take the problems related to trains? First we take the distance point of view, distance. Suppose, take distance, suppose a train of length 400 meters. If it were to cross an electric pole or a man or a tree, what is the total distance that the train has to travel? Means train has to travel its own length. Suppose a man is standing on the platform. If a train has to cross the man, it has to cross its own length. So the total distance to be covered by the train is 400 meters. Suppose a train is of length 400 meters. If it were to cross a bridge of length 300 meters or a platform of length 300 meters, or it were to cross another train which is standing on the other platform of length 300 meters. It means one is a moving object, the second one is a stationary. Now you tell me, what is the total distance that the train has to travel to cover this bridge or platform? 700 meters. So you have to consider the length of the train and also the length of the platform. That is 700 meters. Suppose a train is of length 400 meters and another train is going in the same direction with a length of 300 meters. If the speed of this train is more, this will definitely cross this. So, if this train were to cross this train, what is the total distance that this train has to travel to cross this train? What is the total distance to be traveled by the train to cross the other train, if both are traveling in the same direction? 400 plus 300, 700 meters. 700 meters is the distance to be traveled by the train. Suppose one train is having a length of 400 meters, another train of length 300 meters is coming in the opposite direction. If they are traveling in the opposite direction, at one or the other point they both will cross each other, isn't it? So if this train has to cross this train, what is the total distance that this train has to travel? How much? What is the total distance? 700 meters. Initially, while beginning, I thought unnecessarily this fellow is drawing, you may be thinking, unnecessarily this fellow is drawing diagrams and telling, we know everything, subtracted. You know subtraction, but where to subtract you don't know. As far as distance point of view is concerned, whether both the trains are moving in the opposite direction or they are moving in the same direction, or one train is moving, the other one is a stationary, whatever it may be, length means you will have to take the sum of the lengths here, irrespective of the direction of the train. So distance addition is important. Nowhere you will come across the subtraction. For that reason only I told the very basics of this. And coming to the speed point of view, speed. The speed when we are talking related to two trains, we call it as relative speed of the two trains. Relative speed. Suppose one train is traveling with a speed of 60 kilometers per hour, and another train which is already moving in the same direction with a speed of 40 kilometers. Because the speed of the second train is more, definitely it will cross this train. Relative speed means what is the speed that works out when one train is crossing the other train. So relative speed means don't calculate from the railway station. So while crossing the each other, what is the speed that works out? So this train is already moving with 40. Another train is coming and crossing with a speed of 60. While crossing, this goes with 40 and this goes with 60. What is the difference? 20. So same direction means higher speed minus lower speed, that is 20 kilometers per hour. The speed is 20 kilometers per hour. Suppose a train is traveling with a speed of 60 kilometers per hour